Welcome back to Sawtooth Tactical. Today, we have a major update on the pistol brace story, or what the ATF is trying to do to turn anything like this, a braced AR pistol, into an SBR. Before we get started, make sure you're subscribed to Sawtooth Tactical and click that bell notification so that you are made aware every time I come out with any more updates to this story. So as you can see, we are filming from a different location today. I'm actually on vacation, seeing my family for the holidays. And so I'm filming a video from northern Idaho in my parents' place. This video is about the pistol brace saga that we've been dealing with for quite a while now. And just to get you guys caught up a little bit, the ATF has been perfectly okay with pistol braced ARs for about a decade. And many companies, specifically SB Tactical, have designed their whole companies around these things. This is what they make, pistol braces. And there are other companies that do the same thing. You know, SIG makes a brace, CAC braces. There's a bunch of them. But what it basically does is a couple things. They're designed for injured veterans. You can put your arm through this thing. There's a Velcro strap, and it braces your AR pistol to be able to shoot it one-handed for someone that doesn't have the use of both of their arms. But what also came out of that is that they work great for people that aren't injured as well. And if you don't want to go the whole SBR route and you want an AR or an AK or any anything really that you want a shorter barrel than 16 inches, but you want to be able to stabilize it, these braces were a great thing for us. And there's a whole industry designed around them, and tons, in fact, between 10 and 40 million of either these braces or firearms with stabilizing braces attached sold in the last 10 years, completely legally, to people like you and me that wanted shorter barreled firearms without having to register them with the NFA, pay a $200 tax stamp, and be put on a list. So these braces have been a great thing. And the ATF has kind of flip-flopped on them for a number of years now, where at first you weren't allowed to shoulder them, and so people would shoot with a cheek weld. And then they even send out a letter saying that you could actually occasionally shoulder these things and that was okay. Well, over the past many months now, the Biden administration has pressured the ATF to change the definition of the word rifle in the NFA to include an extra sentence at the end that basically includes anything that has objective design characteristics that make it so that you could fire it from the shoulder. Well, that is how a lot of people have used these, and so they want to classify these as SBRs. But the problem with that is this. For one, they're not SBRs, they're pistols, and like I said, between 10 and 40 million people bought them not wanting an SBR being a short-barreled rifle. They wanted an AR pistol, something that came with less regulations. You can take it across state lines without having to ask the ATF's permission. There's just a lot of benefits to having a pistol versus an SBR. There are benefits to having SBRs too if you want to go that route. If you do want to pay the tax stamp and get it registered with the NFA, you can put a stock on one of these, a vertical foregrip, and then you have a short-barreled rifle. But all the people that bought these bought them wanting pistols, not short-barreled rifles, and they bought them perfectly legally. These have been sold as a legal accessory for firearms for a lot of years now. But all of a sudden, they want to make these into SBRs. And we were supposed to get the final rule this month. This is December 2022 that I'm recording this, the week after Christmas. I will admit that I was wrong. I put out a video in the beginning of December saying that the final rule was here, and I believed that it was. I had it through two very reliable sources that the final rule would be dropped that week. And now here we are, the very end of December, and it is not dropped yet. So all month I've been waiting for this, as I'm sure many of you have as well, wondering what exactly we're going to be dealing with here. Well, we have a pretty good idea. They released a Form 4999 a while back, which is basically a checklist point system where certain features and accessories that you have on your firearm give you certain numbers of points. If you get more than 4 points, then your firearm is to be considered an SBR and not a pistol anymore, even if you followed the laws perfectly to keep it a pistol by using a brace, using a angled foregrip instead of a vertical foregrip, those types of things. Well, they say that, certain design characteristics, certain accessories, if you get more than 4 points, automatically have an SBR. And even if you don't get more than 4 points, the ATF can just decide that you have an SBR anyway. They leave it completely up to them, no matter how you do on the 4999 worksheet. I have a number of these brace pistols. Like I said, I'm in a different location right now, so this is the one that I brought with me. This is a 9mm AR that I built myself. And I specifically built brace pistols in 9mm, 300 blackout, and I even have an 11.5-inch barrel AR in 5.56. And they're some of my favorite guns to shoot. Short barrels make things very easy to maneuver. They're great for home defense, CQB type of purposes, and they're just fantastic firearms, and they're not used in any significant amount of crime. And that's the big thing. What they're trying to do here is completely pointless. They're not going after criminals in any way, because criminals, like I always say, are gonna criminal. They don't care about the Form 4999. They don't care if their AR is considered an SBR or not, because they're using it to break the law anyway. Why would they follow gun laws? So this whole thing, this whole rule change is only designed to go after law-abiding citizens that just happen to own firearms. And that's where I have a major problem with it. And now the big breaking news with this is almost not breaking news. What it really is this. We thought that this rule was going to be dropped, the final rule, in December 2022. That's what we had been told for months. We've all been waiting for this because we'd like to know what we have to do. Whether those options be to register your pistol as an SBR, and they have said that there's going to be an amnesty registration period. Many people have thought that to mean that they would waive the $200 tax stamp. We still don't know if that's true or not. Probably not going to waive the tax stamp, but they're calling it amnesty as if you've been breaking the law this whole time, having an unregistered SBR, and now they're just going to be so kind as to let you register your brace pistol, your SBR in their eyes, under an amnesty registration. They're going to collect $200 times 10 to 40 million. That's if everyone complies. And now they have created a de facto backdoor gun registry, because just about every firearm enthusiast has one of these braced pistols. And so all of a sudden, now they know where they are all at. And this is something that they have legally not been able to do for years, is to create a gun registry. That is against the law. And so they've been doing whatever they can do to find a way to create this registry to put us all on a list. And this is their way to do that now. And so I think that this is a big trap. What they're going to do is anybody that actually complies with this, they're going to take their pictures of their firearm. They're going to do their Form 4999, send it into the ATF with fingerprints and the whole, NFA process. You're going to wait months and months and months, because right now, I've got a suppressor in jail waiting on that. It's already been 4 months, I believe. This process already takes many months, but think if they add millions of more people into this process, how long that's going to take. And in the meantime, you have, according to the ATF, an illegal SBR, and they have all your information. They could show up at any time and get you on felony charges. That is not okay. For completely law-abiding gun owners to all of a sudden have to worry about becoming a felon over something that they bought perfectly legally is absolutely ridiculous, in my opinion. So I do think that a lot of people are not going to comply. But then that, again, leaves you open to felony charges. And like I said, these are people like myself that are law-abiding gun owners. The only reason that we put pistol braces on our firearms instead of stocks and vertical foregrips was to be in compliance with the law and to not have illegal SBRs. So the only people that this is going to affect are law-abiding citizens, and if they don't comply by putting themselves on a registry, then all of a sudden they have to worry about getting caught with one of these firearms that was completely legal up until now, and getting caught and possibly getting felony charges, spending years in prison, paying huge fines, all of that, because you have a piece of plastic on the back of your firearm that you've never used violently ever. It's absolutely ridiculous. It's absolutely ridiculous. But that is the ATF, and especially the ATF under the Biden administration. So we'll see what happens. We'll see how many people comply. I'm hoping, so what they've done is the rule didn't drop in December like we thought it would. Now they're saying it's going to happen in January. Basically, there is a lawsuit going on, and both parties decided to stay it for another month to figure out exactly what they're going to do. And now there are all these other lawsuits from the FPC, the GOA, waiting to come down to fight this thing as soon as it drops. And so basically this puts all of them in limbo. It puts all of us in limbo, still wondering if the firearms that we have are going to remain legal, if we're going to have to SBR them, if we're going to become outlaws, and everyone's going to have to make that decision for themselves. But fortunately or unfortunately, depending how you look at it, we have maybe another month to wait, maybe just another week to wait. January starts this week. So we'll see what happens. I'm going to try to keep you guys posted as much as I can about this changing situation. We'll see what happens, but it does look like they are going through with it. This isn't going away. It just didn't come when we thought it would. So please stay posted. Please subscribe to Sawtooth Tactical. Make sure that you leave me a comment and let me know what you think about this. I know that we all think it's unconstitutional, but we can all decide for ourselves what we're going to do about it. If you enjoyed this, please like it and share this video. And from Sawtooth Tactical, stay strapped or get clapped.